archery outcomes. No, AO list is the exact same thing as archery outcomes now. So I now actually can completely skip that because all we need to do is sum up the archery total. Uh, so we can actually just say for AI in archery outcomes. I mean, this is not a major change, but we can just say AO total plus equals AI, right? Because it's just a list of three numbers. Um, so yeah, that's fun. Uh, and then right. So we don't need AO list. That's the point. So now let's look at references to AO list and replace it with like why did I think I needed that? I like maybe at some point I'll discover like oh wait no I did need it for something, but like haven't found it yet. So I'm tempted to just think that like I just had like a brain cramp or else I or what else like I maybe had different plans and the plans changed and it got simpler and so I didn't need a dictionary after all or something like that. Yeah. So AO list, yeah, once again, archery outcomes, we can get rid of this. We can just say archery outcomes equals 0, 0, 0, and then, so these references to archery list, we can just replace with archery outcomes, because the AO list was literally just the list version of what was initially a dictionary. And why did I not realize that I was making a dictionary for which the keys are 0, 1, and 2, and how that corresponds to other things? I don't know. I'm tempted to just blame my own stupidity on that one. Blame that one on my own stupidity. All right, so I think that like hypothetically, like there might be other bugs, but by fixing those things, it's also possible that we have now addressed everything that we had seen go wrong previously. So, yeah, how about that? How about them apples? um, uh, yeah. All right. So let's do what now? I mean, I guess we can. Oh, we can get back to karma, right? Because yeah, we were kind of in the middle of making that look less stupid. So let's see what else we can do in the interest of making it look less stupid. So let's put this back to false. Let's go to the karma list. I have to stop calling things list. Because, well, no, I guess list isn't such a bad, it's not such bad usage for list here, but whenever I say top list, I hear myself saying topless, and whenever I say karma list, I hear myself saying caramel, and then ist. I don't know why I'm saying ist, but all right. Anyways, let's oh, what? Oh, for AI in archery outcomes, no parentheses. All right. So this is that temp karma that we were working on earlier. Which just isn't. Nah, it's just not right. So, I think like the last thing that came to mind was that I might like just go back to the drawing board, or I might just try simplifying it first. Yeah, I'll try simplifying it first, and if that doesn't pan out, I might basically just like completely change everything. But actually, before I forget, or rather, because I think I did forget earlier, I'm gonna set the process priority to high, so that the frame rate doesn't get chuggy, at least not as chuggy. Uh, and yeah, let's simplify. So like basically, let's just like get rid of like a bunch of these lines. Just have fewer lines, and that way I'll have like more flex with what I can do with like those fewer lines. So I'm gonna space them apart a little bit more. So yeah, a little more spacious, a little more like this, I guess. Deselect and then erase this one as well. So this is supposed to be the bigger one. This is supposed to be the more exciting one. So I mean, Yeah, I don't know necessarily what my plan is in that regard. But okay, the other thing I was thinking is like maybe fewer of these swirls, because like the swirls were like interesting flourishes like before when there wasn't any animation going on. But like I should either get like smarter about them, like keep the swirls always up here, like so that they, yeah, maybe that would look more consistent if the swirls were just like always up here instead of like shifting and moving and like squirming and weird and stuff like that. Um, that might work okay. So maybe like there are always swirls up here and there are always swirls down here, and like that's consistent, maybe. All right, so you're right. Yeah, so much fewer of these lines. So do I have color picked the right color? Yeah, I do. Okay. Uh, so uh, let's let's do what then? All right, so the swirls are not out of control yet. I think they get progressively more and more out of control as I continued working on this. I was like, the swirls, they have to be doing something. They have to be, they have to be. I don't know what. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. I just like I don't know. Maybe there's like something really sensible that an animator, like a good animator, would do in that situation. But like, I for the life of me have no clue what like swirls would be doing in that context. So, it just gets worse and worse. And then the last one is like so abstract and like it's just like lines. Like, should there be a line here? I don't know. Maybe there should be a line over here. Uh, all right. So, uh, there are like a million lines on this one too. All right. So don't put swirls down here. No need for that. Oh yeah, and right. And so on this one, we don't need this swirl going on down here. Uh, and right. So just fewer of these, and fewer of these and stuff, and no swirls up here. Uh, all right. Is this getting better? I wonder. It might just be getting simpler. It might just be like equally unimpressive, but now simpler as well. I guess we'll see. Um, uh, shift this stuff around a little bit. Do 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 bop ba doop bleep bloop bloodly doop. Sorry. It's art time. Hey, because I'm working on art, if anyone has a question they would like me to answer, now would be a fantastic time for me to take such an opportunity. Because, hey, on air resume next. Hey! Am I doing this for a living? It seems I have put so much effort and time into this game. Thank you! I assume you mean that as... I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Am I making side quests to support myself? The answer to that is definitely no. I have no plans to monetize side quests. So I guess technically I'm just not supporting myself right now. Um, but my aspirations are in game development. So it's weird. I've taken to calling this phase 0 of like the grand plan to you know uh get up and running as like an independent game developer. Um, Admittedly, I am taking probably, and by probably I mean certainly, too much advantage of the fact that I'm not in an urgent situation right now. I worked in AAA for a long time, like 6 years, a little over 6 years, and I got two things out of that. I got a lot of experience in games, in like not just making games. I always knew how to make games, but the rest of it too, like all like not just the technicals, like the development side, but like the like looks into like the business side and like all that stuff. The other thing I got was a lot of money. So not like a lot of money. Like I'm not like independently wealthy or anything, but I don't have to be making money right now, and I'm not dying, right? So I'm definitely taking advantage of that. So it's yeah, it's an interesting question because like I'm kind of like doing it for a living, kind of in that like I do intend to be a game developer and I do intend to make games professionally. Um, but whether I'm making side quests like as part of that, so phase zero, like in like my mind, is basically like setup. Like I'm basically making a side quest like for my portfolio mostly, like just to so that like as a game developer, like are you really a game developer until you've made a game? Um, this was the game that I wanted to make. I knew from the outset that it wasn't like going to be like for purposes of monetization. Although that's not 100% true. Actually, the original like way back in the day, I was thinking of I actually started it kind of well. I was thinking of starting it, and then I guess I kind of did start it for the purposes of Ludum Dare's. Was it their October challenge? There was like a challenge where at the start by this like at the start of the month you can start a project, and by the end of the month you have to have made, the goal was to have made at least $1 with that project. And the reason I was kind of thinking of that for side quest is not because I actually have any plans to monetize it. Again, I don't. I was thinking of side quest for that particular challenge because one of the things I want to use side quest for is charity streams, like charity live stream marathons and stuff. Because I I honestly believe that side quest like adds something fun and entertaining to a stream. Uh, I I don't think it's too boastful to say that because I think like whether you find it like your cup of tea or not, like it's another thing. Like you, I don't know. I think in the hands of like a really good GM, like side quest could be like really outstanding. And then I think like even without like a an experienced and like uh brilliant GM, I think it's still something. So I don't know. I'm kind of on a tangent. What was the original question? Uh, do I do this for a living? So I guess yeah, I would say I don't know. If you don't want to say I do it for a living yet, you can at least say that I'll probably be doing this for a living. Or you can definitely say I intend to be doing this for a living. But then if your follow up statement is that side quest is a waste of time and I'm never going to make a living by doing this, then you're also right. And like I just kind of like I've kind of accepted that as like kind of like the condition of this phase zero as I've been calling it. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on these small lines, considering I'm going to change everything like a million times more. Um, wow, what did I do here? I just kind of slaughtered things and just kind of left it. So space these out a little bit better. I think previously I spent way too much time trying to get the individual lines to like line up, but like that doesn't even really make sense because like it's not like wind is like something that stays next to you and travels with you. Wind whips past you. That's what makes it wind. Like air is something that stays next to you uh, and could hypothetically like if you were walking downwind, then hypothetically like there would be air that stayed next to you. But no, wind is no it's like it's ephemeral and like always moving. So I I mean if anything I should be depicting the air streams or the air currents that are like next to you. And I guess maybe I was trying to do that, but I think I got a little too literal with the a little too literal with the like sort of like potential like physicality of the so this might be a little bit bigger or excuse me a little bit better, but this might also be a little too extreme because like the wind like whipping around was a little wild earlier too. And I think I should erase this. I might do something to replace it, but like it alone I think is not correct. And actually, this is not correct. Oh wait, no, I know what that is. That's because in the next frame there is suddenly a swirl here. And this was like supposed to be the precursor to the swirl. So I'm gonna actually like tone this down a little bit. It's gonna be more like this, and And it's going to come a little bit further forward. Not much though. And then how's that going to be in the previous frame? Yeah, right. So in the previous frame, there's going to be like a little bit of that. So this one still doesn't completely make sense. I think it doesn't make sense for it to be broken anymore. Oops, wrong tool. Because we're not going into that level of detail anymore. It's just more about like broader strokes. Okay, so it's broken here too. So maybe it shouldn't be broken there either. Let's try putting it back together here, or like linking these together and see what that does. It might not be the right shape for what we're doing here. Yeah, why would it do that? It wouldn't. But what am I trying to do here? Yeah, like this, like getting from here to here, this is not the correct mid step. So what would get from here to here? Okay, so for one thing, it has to move, it'd have to move further this way, I think. Because then I think this one would also have to move further that way. So we might want to shift like some of these lines up a little bit further. So I think it'd be like, I think what it needs to do is like go a little more like this. Still not quite like that, but like a little bit more like that. Maybe this doesn't come up quite so high, or no, yeah, maybe not quite so high. But it is still supposed to arch up a little bit, and then I can shift these lines back up a little bit too. So like oops, Alright, how's that look? That might look a little bit better. Does it look like it's waving in the wrong direction? I mean, I guess that'll be easier to tell once we see it in game. Also, I think this should have like a little more curl to it here, because the curl comes up in the next frame and it's just a little bit out of nowhere. I mean, this part is probably covered up by the adventurer's head as well, but like, I don't know. So was it control 1, 2, 3, and it'll be easier to tell like what's working quite right once we add in the sparkles and the shine stuff to all the layers too. And yeah, I still don't even know what I'm doing with the shines, so it might be that we're completely like changing how the shines work. So alright, let's see what this looks like. Save this, save this, save this. Oh, we did change this one, so yeah, save this one too. And let's give that a whirl. I expect to have to change more stuff, but hopefully we're at least moving in the correct direction. Nope, no we're not. That looks horrible. I think that looks worse, actually. No, it probably doesn't look worse, but it just really doesn't look good. I think maybe it's just not fluid enough. Maybe it's just like wind is like trying to be like fluid, and like this is just like too herky. So maybe I should just like try and do something a little more subtle. Because this is really fierce too. Like the curvature is like pretty extreme. So Yeah, I think maybe that's where I went wrong. I just made it look a little too fierce. Uh, how much longer am I planning to be in this phase zero? You're in phase zero for so long that you had to take a real job to make some money. Yeah, so like I have a chart, right? It's like I haven't actually literally drawn the chart, but like it's like so like doo -doo -doo. So like I started out like uh here, right? Oh, so I'm still using that light yellow color. I started out like here, let's say. Oh wait, I have a tablet. Why am I using my mouse? Let's say I started out here, and so because I don't have so like of course I have like a cost associated with like gravity in this case is basically like, well, no, I guess gravity doesn't make sense because there's no acceleration. I've cost associated with like not dying, right? I need food. I need to not get eaten by wolves, and so I need to pay people to give me food and to protect me from wolves. Um, um, and right, so that's like a constant thing. So like basically, like I'm just going like so far. I'm just kind of like going like and so right. So of course there's like the line right where like that's so this is the line that I think you're saying you hit. You had to take it. You got to that point where like whoops, nope, can't drop any lower. Need to like apply some sort of positive force to it to like to like shift it back in like the not dying direction or at least like steady out right. Um, so I guess like this is actually probably about right. If I get to here, I'm probably gonna start panicking. Like if I get down to like this line, like I'm probably gonna start worrying, right? Um, so I probably won't be in phase. Like if I get to this point and I'm still in phase zero, that's gonna be like that's gonna be a warning sign. And then if I get down to like this point and I'm still in phase zero, no, I won't be in phase zero. Once I get down to this point, this is like this. I'll have to like start monetizing things at this point, right? Because like if I haven't monetized anything by now, then like it's not like I start monetizing things and then all of a sudden like swoosh, I'm a bajillionaire, right? We can't all be Dong Nguyen, creator of Flappy Bird. Um, so like I have to like I can't wait to get to this. I have to start monetizing around here so that way I'll have like a little bit, it'll slow the descent a little bit, and then hopefully, it'll be enough so that like if I give myself enough time, then like ideally, by this point, like maybe I'll have like enough upward momentum that I can at least like stabilize, and then hypothetically, someday, wouldn't it be great if I got enough upward momentum so that I could actually like not live in like poverty? Not that I'm literally living in poverty. Hey, Jesse Freeman, how's it going? Um, I used to stream all day. I did take a break. Today I took a snack break. Well, no, it was more of a meal break. So it wasn't literally all day, but I have been streaming a bit. I missed a bunch of days. Like I stream on most days, and then but then I like took an unscheduled vacation over the a very long weekend starting Thursday, and I didn't get back until today. So I am also trying to make up for time a little bit. Well, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it. I appreciate your concern and your support. So thank you for both of those things. um, all right. So right, we were just talking about income, and also this terrible animation that I'm making. Yeah, I just need to start over and like tone everything way down. I think is the idea. I think part of the problem was that I started like this frame of animation that I started with is not like a good frame of animation. Like I don't want actually that frame of animation. I mean, I might try and salvage some of this. Like it, I'm just gonna give like one more. Whoops, I have the wrong color. I'm gonna give this like at least one more shot and trying to salvage it, I guess, because it'd be nice if I didn't have to completely redo everything. Uh, and but I'm just gonna try and like smooth it out, just make it a little less extreme, just like because like it was distracting. It didn't look like, hey, here's this cool thing that makes the character look cooler. It was like, ugh, what's that weird thing like attacking the character? Um, so yeah, that's not necessarily a good sign. Not exactly the look I was going for. I'm not actually trying to make these things thinner necessarily. I am making them thinner, but I just actually meant to smooth them out. So I should actually go back and make them not completely thin. Because that was the other thing. Like with fewer of them, and with fewer of them and like more space between each one, they looked weird and like a little more distracting in that regard. Actually, it was like I think it was like the excessive movement and the contrast, like the sudden contrast between like the light lights and the dark or the excuse me the I think you just um the yeah the so right okay I don't know, maybe that's a little bit better. That might still be too extreme. That's actually way too extreme still. All right, I should probably just start over. Start from scratch. uh I'm gonna try starting from scratch, see if I come up with something better quicker that way, and then I don't know. I'm still new to this whole uh 2D animation game, so we'll see. All right, I'm gonna put these over here. So file new. Okay, paste. Slide down here. File new. Okay, paste. Slide down here. File new. Okay, paste. Slide down here. Yeah. So if I'm starting from scratch, yeah, because like even this first one had like really extreme curves, and I like if I'm gonna make the animation more subtle, I need to like not have such extreme curves. I think might be the right direction. I don't know. I mean, it is a learning experience. It's a bit of trial and error. So, uh, the right. So like, what if instead like I do kind of like that there's like a diagonal quality to it. So like I like that the streams they're like the wind currents kind of like start higher and like go lower. Like so. I could do more than just 4 stripes. I can do like 5 wind stripes. Wait, I should position them better. All right, so do do do. Oh, I want to avoid putting all of them like right up to the edge too, because it definitely looked way too boxy. Like I can just like draw a nice square around this, and like they all fit like cleanly in this square, which just like I don't know. I don't want it to look square. I want it to look a little more organic, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, so I should be mindful of that too. Uh, so like yeah, like some of them can go towards the edge, but then like not so many that it just like starts like. If anything, I want it to look more round. I don't necessarily want it to look round, but like between the two options, between square and round, I'd rather it look round. This is not looking round. I did the exact same thing again. I just went back right all to the edges, right to all the edges again. Ugh. All right. Maybe I don't need. Oh, this is 5 lines. All right. Yeah. All right. So something like this, maybe. All right. Just gonna actually I should be using a bigger brush because I keep wanting these lines to be a little bit thicker, and it's easier to just draw them once than to draw them like a million times over. So, for this one, I'll just touch it up real quick. Just basically go over again with same lines. Do. All right. Oh yeah, and we can't literally touch the edge, so we have to resolve those before we actually get to the edge. No hard edges. Nowhere in side quests. Actually, no, that's not true. On the edges of the screen and on the bottom of the screen, there are hard edges, but nowhere else. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this is like quick and dirty, but like, all right. So, what would the next one be like? So, I'm just gonna copy this here, add in a new layer, paste this on, lower the contrast or lower the opacity, and then whip up some new ones. So, if this is the first frame of animation, then the next frame of animation would be more like. That might be a little too far. Actually, here, I'll start here. Oops. I'm not good at this. Wait, alright, so it goes a little faster down and then a little slower up. Ugh, Alright, still not good, but whatever. I can always smooth out the lines. Do, 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 do. It's literally just like it's like a whole part of like drawing that like I practice like form drawing a little bit. Like I consider that like one of my better uh, qualities as an artist. But I've never really had to think about like what, not just like how's like I would always like I would think of like the shape of a thing. I never really think about how the shape of a thing changes necessarily. Like it was never about like, oh, if this is the shape of the thing now, what is the shape of the thing like like time really. It's like it's drawing in 4 dimensions is what it is. And I never really thought of the dimension of like how time affects form. And that is literally what animation is. So here we are. All these shiny new areas of art heretofore unbeknownst to the likes of simple doodlers as myself. Doodler. I think I can call myself a doodler. Unless the FCC has something to say about that. But no, I think I'm comfortable like at least claiming that title. I have at least at one point. Oh wait, I'm making these curves not quite right. A little too. I was pulling them up a little too high, but I think I can. I don't. I'm like I'm not comfortable wearing the hat of artist, but I can wear the hat of doodler. I think I can live up to those chops. I've doodled before. I guess I've probably. I mean, it's not like the exact right term because I did actually take like art courses once upon a time. I did it mostly for fun though. Like I was like, really? This counts as college if I just take art courses? And they're like, yeah, that totally counts as college. I'm like, all right, I'll just take art courses. Screw that other stuff. Screw becoming an adult. Uh, not necessarily the best mindset to have in an educational system, but that was kind of how I approached it. And I think the verticality that I was describing, like the diagonal verticality that I was describing as like good earlier, I don't know if I'm as thrilled about it in this context. I might, yeah, I think it actually goes back to the thing I was saying before, how I'm making these point too far upwards. I think I'll just kind of like curb that and like cheat it. Because like there's already so much upward anglage to this stuff that even when the points like hypothetically would be upward angled, like we don't have to like do anything special there necessarily. Oh, you know what I'm not taking into account is that like the adventure like covers up like all this stuff in the middle. So like you don't even see like this stuff in the middle like at all. Oh, I was wondering why my stupid eraser wasn't working very well. It's because I color picked less than full opass. No. That was just the lower area. That was just the lower layer. I had earlier. I had color picked not full opacity, in which that makes the eraser tool not. Okay. Anyways, so let's hide that layer, I guess. So what do we have so far? We have. It's definitely more subtle, although I forgot one of the lines. This is definitely a lot more subtle, and that could be a very good thing. It could be that like the animation of the lines should be subtle, and that a lot of the like sparkle really literally comes from the from those shiny thingies that I was thinking of adding, or that I had added before, and we'll probably do again. All right, so so let's call that satisfactory for now. Let's copy this and again add a new layer, lower the opacity of this layer, and draw over. So now it'll be like so it'll be more like a little more than that. Like again, I don't want it to point too high up, although in this case it really would be. So I just have to cheat it again. So it'll just resolve more of like a downward taper. And then back here also I'll want to have it like give it a slightly upward taper, just to cheat it a little bit. So then Yeah, again. Oops, that was a little too subtle. Do 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 do. Um, do do do. All right. So let's do this one, which will come down more like this and around more like that, and then this will come. I keep making it go further down. I don't mean to make it like go down so much. How far have I wandered? Yeah, between the first frame and this frame, I've wandered like significantly downward here, which I guess like it makes a little bit of sense for the animation, but I'll have to make sure I compensate for that. This is not far enough. This is yeah, so just flipping through the animation like that. I should be flipping through the animation like constantly because like it just became immediately apparent that I did not traverse far enough on this arc between these two frames. So yeah, that has to be like just dramatically more downer. I think is the technical term. And yeah. Probably here too. I didn't notice as much here too, but I'm guessing it's probably as such. Yeah. Okay. So do 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 do. Um, yeah, okay, so then sorry, I got like non-communicative because I was just like super into it. If people have more questions, now is still a fine time to be asking questions because uh, if I'm not challenged, I tend to just let my brain kind of like coast. It's kind of like cruise into like nothingness or like no particular all right, I think this is probably a little bit better because this looks more like a light breeze sort of thing, and there's still one more frame of animation to do, and I could even like temper this a little bit more and then just like really play up on the sparkles. I think that's probably going to be the way to do it, just like maybe even tone this down a little bit more. Like I'll keep it slightly exaggerated like this just to get the curves right, or get the positioning of the curves right, but then I can like taper them down a little bit. All right, so copy this, paste here, new layer, background, tone down, okay, and so right, so now we're going to be coming back, kind of. Wait, what was the first frame of animation? All right, so the crest was here in this frame of animation. So in this frame of animation, the crest should be like here, which kind of works. Hey, look at that. And I can reposition these a little bit as needed too. All right, so in the first frame, the crest was here. So here, the crest should be like here. Yeah, that's a little bit rough. Something like that. So, if anyone is like, wow, how does he make those lines wiggle so great? Basically, the trick is that, like with a wave, like it traverses. It's basically like so right. So waves have like waves have like high points and low points, and then so basically like to animate it, you basically just move them in like the direction the wave is going, which sounds really simple, but like it's just how like so many things translate. Basically, like anything with it's not just about waves. It's about anything that has like an oscillation to it. Because like even if like you just have like a thing that like moves back and forth, so like if you just have like a thing, and it's just like and it's just even if all it does is just move back and forth, if you add like another dimension to that, like actually like just adding another dimension to something that oscillates is actually or like just adding like a fixed velocity to something that oscillates actually forms a wave. So yeah, I think like so like if you, so hypothetically if like something that was like even if hypothetically the wind was staying still, just the fact that there'd be any like I don't know. I guess that particular factoid or piece of trivia is not directly relevant to what we're doing here, but it's just an example of like how this particular type of motion. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to rationalize why it comes up so much in what I do, because like I use the same motion for the snake. I use the same motion for the for the flag. I use the same motion for the all the flags, the banner, the trails on the mask. Like I don't know. It's like I was saying earlier. Like it's because like everything in this game is constantly moving forwards. Like everything is like nothing like stays still in this game. It's always just like progressing ever onwards, and so as a result, it tends to flap in the breeze. So like some of it, yeah, like well, okay, so I guess that is kind of related because like not all of it is like literally like going all like wiggly like, but like just because it's moving, it has movement to it, and everything's moving forward, gives it like that wavy sort of approach. And like I said, I'm not an animator, but that is one thing I understand about how physics works. That or just how like motion in general works. Why do I keep using the wrong tool? That I've been kind of like applying to what I'm doing here. Okay, so how's this one look in the first frame? All right, so the yeah, this one's pretty squat. So, whoops, wrong layer, wrong image. Oh wait, control 1. Alright, so yeah, I think that's about right. So let's see roughly how this looks. There's an animation now. So 1, 2, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah, look, it's just like a light breeze, right? So like I can play with line width. Actually, I didn't do it intentionally, but some of the things I'm doing, like just in variance of line width, I kind of like the impression that it gives. Because it's just supposed to be like the air is not like completely like static. Okay, so clearly I did not keep up with the line lengths here. Oh, it was when I was trimming these to like taper the points. I like accidentally lost the fact that this line is supposed to be longer. And then because I'd lost it for this one frame of animation, it got lost for the rest of the frames of animation too. But can restore some of that, some of its grandeur, and then yeah, definitely here. And here. So yeah, so the other thing I'm thinking of doing with the sparkles, because like, so previously the sparkles kind of stayed fixed in space and they just kind of like carried with you. I think I'm gonna try and make the sparkles like traverse across the image. So like in the first frame of animation, like maybe there'll be a sparkle like here, but then in the next frame of animation it'll have like moved to here. So that way it kind of looks like they're, other objects that are like fixed on the wind. Like it's not the wind itself that's shining, is that they're like it's like this bright wind that like catches shining objects as well, kind of thing. Maybe we'll see if I can get that to work. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is probably an okay base. I think well, so yeah, let's see how it looks in game for one thing. Oh, I've had the second version of the script running for so long. That was not necessary. But let's run it again now. Oh wait, yeah. So actually, yeah. So I'm confident enough that this is a better direction that I'm gonna close these old ones that we've been working with and just save over them. Don't bother with this stuff. All right. So save as journey karma. This is session top singular 0. Yos. Okay. Save this as Oh, multiple layers. Whoops. Get rid of this layer. Save this as 1. Yes. Okay. Multiple layers, get rid of this one. Save this as 2. Okay. Save this as, or get rid of this layer. Save this one as 3. Okay. Yeah. And then, alright, now let's see what that looks like. Alright, that's not quite right either. Because, like, now this looks, I don't know, to me this, like, kind of looks like little eels, like, flying next to you. um, so maybe I should pull it further back. Yeah, no, I don't know what to do here. Maybe I should push it forwards again. Like, it used to be further forward. It used to be at position 55. I don't think it's necessarily worse. It's really hard to see in this background. Let's go to cave. Excelsior. Man, I don't know. Maybe I should just maybe I should just put it back to how it was. Maybe it was better before. I just don't feel like I'm improving it, right? So, well, no, that's not true. I just haven't found any that I'm really especially satisfied with. Um, no, you know what I should do? I should get more dramatic with the. Actually, I don't. This is not gonna help. This is not gonna be good, but I want to see what this does. Just for fun, I'm gonna invert frames 1 and 3, basically to make the animation go backwards. So I'm gonna rename this to 4 temporarily, then rename 3 to 1, and then rename 4 to 3. I just want to see what this looks like. I mean, it should look incredibly dumb. It should look like, I don't know. There's just the off chance that no, it just looks dumb. Now it just looks like it's basically just wiggling backwards. It's wiggling in the wrong direction. So you know what? I'm gonna ditch these entirely. I'm gonna ditch these streaks entirely, and it's probably just gonna be like all sparkles all the time. There might be like a hint of like a wisp of like a thing, but like, or actually, I don't know. Maybe I won't get rid of this entirely. I'm gonna thin these out and then emphasize the sparkles and see how that works. Because like I honestly can't, like, at this point, like, I'm not even thinking of a direction that would make more sense for these things. So uh these things just literally I don't think are going to stand on their own. I think that's part of the reason that they don't look right, is that they aren't supposed to look right by themselves. So I don't the animation here doesn't offend me, so I'm going to I probably keep that, but like I said, tone it down a little bit, and then also add in those other sparkles, and then I think that'll help a bit. The time is 7:18. Sorry, I'm not even paying attention to how much I've been streaming today. I think I'm right around 8 hours, but I'm going to double check. I don't know, just guys. How much did I stream for earlier this morning? I think I got like 6 hours in earlier, or like 5 something hours. I did like almost 6 hours. Oh, and wow. Wait, seriously? I'm over 8 hours? Really? Okay. Cool. Well, how about that? I did just get back from vacation, so it's not like I'm dying here. And actually, I think taking a break in the midday was like a pretty good idea. Like, I think it wasn't that disruptive, and I think it did help me not feel as like much of a drag. Like, At this point, usually I'm like, "Ugh, must must go must continue making games." No. All right, let's. So do I want to? Yeah, I can like try some of the. So yeah, so I will try thinning out some of these lines a little bit. Oh, and they'll also, yeah, that's the other thing is that the lines will also lighten up a bit. I don't have to thin them out too much actually because they'll also lighten up when I add the internal lightening. Right, because the lines aren't just supposed to be like these thick yellow lines. They're supposed to be. Actually, I'm gonna use a smaller brush again. That might be part of why I started drawing them a little too thick, is because I did switch up to a higher brush size. But yeah, they're supposed to be like yellow, but then lighter on the inside. So like they're supposed to be like very light, but with like a yellowish tint to them. So for now, we'll just thin them out slightly because I'm still not even sure on the shape yet, and so I can't really draw the internal lines until I know what the shape's going to be. But we're close. Cool. Cool. I don't know, it's cool. I was just feeling a cool vibe. I was like, something's cool right now. I gotta tell the world about it. I don't know. So yeah, how were you guys this weekends and Mondays? I didn't see you guys yesterday. Did you have a good weekend? Was it beautiful where you are? It was so beautiful where I was. Oh my cripes. I went so much biking. That's not how you say that. I did so much biking. I went on so many bike trips. Not even so many. I went on 2 bike trips, but they were really good ones. And I'm like darker than I was the other day because I have way more sun exposure than I did the other day. Some of it I did intentionally, and then some of it was like it was just too hot to wear clothes while biking, so I wore very little clothes. I did wear some clothes, and yeah, I got such a farmer's tan because I was wearing a tank top, or like well, it's like a shirt without sleeves. That's tank. It was yeah, it was, I mean, it was basically like a t-shirt but without sleeves, because it didn't like it wasn't like low cut or anything. But so yeah, so now I have like I have these like bright white bands that go across my shoulders, but then I have like a little burn on like not burn really, just like a bit of a tan on like the back of my neck and all the way up to my shoulders. So and so the other thing about bike riding is that your arms stay like straight forward the whole time, right? So I have like a nice tan on the top of my arm, and then on the bottom of my arm, it's like still bright white because I never rotated my arms, right? Um, but I still consider that a step up from being just completely like basement pale, like just sick indoor hibernation, like gamer glow sort of sort of complexion. So I think it is. I don't know. I like it. I like it enough. Uh, and it was just really beautiful too. I I think altogether I rode about 35 miles this weekend, which is probably not that much in terms of like what real bikers do. But I've only had this bike for like a couple weeks, and I felt good about that because like the first time I rode like to the next town over, which was like four-ish miles. I was like, wow, that was cool. Look at what I just did. And because like usually if I'm traveling that far, it's in like a car or like some other vehicle. Um, so it was just I don't know. Like I rode my bike when I was a kid, but I didn't ride it like I didn't ride it like distances. I just rode it in like circles around the neighborhood. And then so that felt like a feeling of accomplishment sort of thing. Like it was like, yeah, look at me. I can bike things. I can like actually traverse the planet in some meaningful extent using only my feet and this contraption here. Um, and then it was cool because like later, so that was like a few weeks ago that I tried that, and then like later, I like as part of a longer trip, I made the same like leg of like that was like one leg of like a longer trip, and like even just after a few weeks, like I'd been biking enough that like it just felt smaller. Like it literally didn't feel like it was as like it felt, yeah, no, it literally felt like a shorter distance. I know it was literally the same distance because it was literally the same route, but like I guess just because I was getting more comfortable biking, like it didn't seem as arduous anymore, and so that was cool because then I don't know, it just felt like even more doable. It's like it I mean I don't I guess like I've been making games for so long, like I don't get the same sort of feeling of like noticeable improvement in like a small frame of time. Like I know I'm improving as a game developer, but it's like I've been doing it for so long that like I'm improving over like a longer span of time. It's like smaller. It's more of like a refinement than like a major leaps and bounds sort of thing. So it was just neat to have like another sense of that sort of like look at how much greater I am than I was a little while ago. And of course, for context, like how much greater is like I can ride my bike a little further. But I don't know. To me, that felt pretty great. Plus, did I talk about this earlier? I think I probably mentioned this earlier, but my stair climber broke. The little thing that I keep at my desk that I sometimes exercise with broke, and so now I'm like that. I think that was actually literally part of the reason I biked so much this weekend because I'm sorry, you guys. This is supposed to be a game dev stream, and I realize I've been talking about biking for like the past like what has it been like 15 minutes? No, I just if anyone has questions, please do ask. It's not that I'm opposed to talking about game dev right now. I probably should, and probably on some level would rather be talking about game dev right now. But like, it's art stuff, so I'm like when I'm cleaning up lines, like I could narrate it and be like, I'm cleaning up lines. Look at this line. This line was too high. I'm drawing it slightly lower. But like a lot of that stuff, you can kind of intuit from like what I'm doing here too. Maybe I should talk about what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like so I'm looking at this and I'm basically just looking at like the overall line width. I'm seeing it looks a little thick here and it looks a little thin here. So I don't know, but you can also kind of intuit that by the fact that I go in here and I make this line a little bit thicker. So if anyone is like wanting for a particular quality or topic of content, please do be asking in chat or just sending out psychic vibrations to my brain meats if that is within your capability, uh, or even if it's not within your capability. Like sometimes you never know until you try, right? I got out of the habit, but when I was younger, I used to test myself for superpowers. Like I would stand in front of a mirror and I would like flex the part of my brain that I assumed would probably be responsible for like telekinesis if I had telekinesis. And it never really worked out, but I don't know. I felt it was important to practice because like in a lot of superhero mythologies, it's like your younger years, like your teen years, like that's like when you become a superhero. So I was pretty diligent back then. I think I don't know. It seems like there are fewer stories about like late onset superpower. So I never really tried for. I think at a certain point I was just like, well, if I was gonna have superpowers, I'd probably have them by now, and I just kind of stopped with that. Maybe biking's my superpower. No. Oh gosh, what's wrong with me? Uh, all right, so this is probably fine in terms of like line width improvements for now. Yeah, so the sparkles. Ah, I'm gonna want to do this a way, like a certain way. I feel like because I'm gonna want to tune it. So basically, I'll want to be doing this on like separate layers, so that way, yeah. How am I? All right, so basically, I want it to be like a cascading trail of these like sparkles or whatever. So like the sparkles will basically like be emanating from like somewhere. Oops. The sparkles will basically be emanating from somewhere in like all throughout like this region, and then they'll kind of like trail off and down. So like they'll kind of like trail back, kind of like on the, yeah, they'll follow the breeze, I guess. So like if on one frame of animation, a sparkle like appears right here, then like in the next frame, oh man, the lasso tool looks funny if you keep doing circles with it. Oops. All right. So yeah, so if a sparkle like starts here, then maybe in the next frame of animation it'll have like followed the wind down to like here, because these are also supposed to move a significant distance. They're probably like any given sparkle will probably appear in one frame, and by the next frame it'll be pretty close to, it'll have traveled pretty far, and then maybe it'll show up in the next frame, in the last frame. Oh, again, we can't use the back edge, so they'll also start out brighter and then start to like twinkle out as they trail back because they have to like disappear eventually. Um, and or maybe they'll start like maybe they'll start smaller and then get bigger and then like fade out again or something. We can toy and tinker with that to get it like the right way. Um, oh, my belly. Sorry. That was the thing I didn't say earlier that I got interrupted before I finished saying was my exercise machine broke, so I like biking because it's good for my belly, or it's bad for my belly, in terms of like whether you consider more belly good or bad. Like I consider it good to have less belly, but my belly might not feel that way. My belly might be like, oh, where'd my adipose tissue go? I had a ton of adipose tissue just hanging out around here. Um, I'm fat. No, I'm not really, but it's because of biking, is what it is. What am I working on? Oh yeah, I'm working on this game project. So yeah, so sparkles. All right, so I'll add in a new layer. I saved all those layers. Yeah. Yeah, I'll want to save out. Yeah, I'm gonna want to save out these files separately too, because like I'll want to like be able to like re-export and like, if I want to change something, like if the sparkles aren't traversing fast enough or far enough or like whatever, I'll want to come back and like adjust this stuff. So I'm adding in this extra layer for sparkles to all these images. Now I'm going to save this as basically the same thing, just the PDN version of the same files. So wait, why are these in? Wait a second. Why is the third one here? Wait, no. Save this as. This is 3. I swear I just did those in like the wrong order or something, but it seems fine. I swear, like when I saved this one it said 2, and when I saved this one it said 3, but maybe I'm just hallucinating. No, that looks right. Okay. Sorry. So this one is 1. Yeah. I must have just missed. I just have bad eyesight or something. I don't know. Everything looks sharp for the most part. Like I've never needed glasses before, but like, oh man, maybe I will someday. Maybe like my eyesight is like slowly degrading, and it's just very subtle right now. Or I just need to up the resolution on my monitor because like I have a like really I have a really high resolution on my monitor, despite the fact that it's not that big. Whelp. Okay. Uh, let's let's sparkle. Let's sparkle and shine. So let's say in the first frame of animation, there was, for example, oh wait, actually maybe instead of saving these with layers, I should, no, yeah, no, I should definitely save these with layers. No, I was just thinking, actually, I might make like a sparkle toolkit so that I don't have to redraw the individual sparkles like again and again. So, yeah, actually, what if instead, yeah, actually, wait, hold on. So let's, I might go back to this, the layered approach, but I'm definitely not working on this right now. Don't save. I don't need that illustration anymore. So, let's, yeah, let's make a copy of like the pings. Do copy here, because I'm gonna reopen the original ones that we were working on. Edit. Yeah, and then I'm going to. Yeah, I'm gonna make like on a separate sheet. I'm gonna make like like a batch of sparkles, like at various like fadedness or brightness or whatever. and then I can just like kind of paste those on. But then if I don't like how it's going, I can just like roll back to the older versions. So let's make a sparkle happen. New okay. Oops, delete. All right, so let's say like, what if a sparkle starts out like say a sparkle starts out like this. Maybe not even quite this big, but like what if a sparkle starts out like kind of like along these lines, and then maybe it's a twinkle. Maybe it's more a twinkle than a sparkle. Uh, Not that that matters, but all right. So what if it starts out like that, and I'll do the white interior too, so it doesn't look so it doesn't look quite so. Actually, you know, I should just make a bunch of different sizes of sparkles, because some of them will start out smaller and get bigger, or like, you know, some of them will be like, they won't all be like completely homogeneous, but like I can use like maybe this is like the maximum size of one of them, whereas like maybe this is one of the maximum sizes of one of the other ones, whereas the medium size of like one of the other ones. So kind of reuse some of the shapes that way. And right, so then the smaller version will be like quite small before it like fades out entirely. Do do do. Yeah, I don't know, something like that, I guess. So then, so if it was like that, oh, I guess we do need a separate layer, just for at least for the purposes of pasting. It's like, oops, wrong tool. Oops, again, wrong tool. Yikes. So copy this, new layer, paste. Yeah, so what if this starts like here? And let's do multiples, I guess. It's like, start like here and here. And I'm going to do this like chronologically, so I'll loop back around. So then in this image, like those ones, we get huge. And so if they started there and there, they would travel to like, oops, wrong layer. They travel to like here. Oh, no hard edges, so it actually can't touch the bottom of the screen. Oops, I might need to make that smaller then. Here and, oh yeah, right, so where's the other one? It started there. So the other one would go like here, and then like we'll add more in, so we can add in like so the first two started like there and there, so these ones will so one will start like up here, and maybe like down here. Yeah, and then again, these will differentiate a little bit better once we have the white highlighting as well. Like because right now they're kind of like smushing together and just like kind of forming a lump. But I think there'll be a little bit better contrast later. Okay, so then in the next frame of animation, I'm just starting with them like basically all the same size for starters. I might they might all be relatively the same size, and then I might just differentiate them in other ways. All right, so so in this last one, or yeah, so new layer. In this one, then the one that had started like in the first frame will be all the way down here, and it'll be much smaller. And the one in the second frame will also be down here. Actually, maybe back here. And then, okay, so then for the bigger one, though, then this one will go like, so right, so that one started up there, so it'll be down more like here by this frame. And that one started up there, so that one will be like over here by this frame. It might be again that I'm going too close to the edges and I'm going to accidentally be defining like the square shape that I don't actually want. We'll see. So, right, then So for adding in new sparkles, how is this in terms of like saturation? Or I guess we'll find out once I add these in. So we can put one like here, and one like here, maybe? How's that compared to the first one? That's pretty similar to the first frame, but that's kind of okay too. Actually, maybe I'll shift it a little bit further up. And actually the other one can go a little further up into the side as well. Just so it's not like too repetitive, too samey. Oops, not this. I don't know what that thing is. Oh, maybe it's like the thing that it rotates around. Is that what it does? Oh yeah, it's the rotate. Okay, I was like, I always grab that thing in the center, and I don't know what it does. Because I don't know. I had no expectation of it being there, so I have no clue what it's for exactly. All right, so then in the last one, we will put in these little guys. So the little twinkles from the previous frame are just completely gone now, and then so the big twinkles from this frame will be like, oops, new layer. The little twinkles from, or the big twinkles from the previous frame, one of them will be like here, and then one of them will be like back here, and then the right, so the medium-sized twinkles, or the new twinkles from the previous frame will be like one of them will be like here now, and then one of them will be like down here, except not off the bottom of the screen. Yeah, and then new ones. How's this looking so far? Like, oops. Well, it's a little weird to see them with the big deselection, or with the big selection blob on there, but I don't know. This could be working. We'll see. I'm doing this relatively fast. Yeah, actually, I don't know. I think this could be working. So, alright, let's, I'm trying to do this relatively fast just to see roughly what it'll look like. Right, so I did the big ones, so now it's just the small ones, or the medium-sized ones. Copy that, and, so this, for this frame, it'll be like, I don't know, one will be up here, and one will be like, down here, I guess. Is that different enough? It's a little similar. Oh yeah, it's pretty similar to the previous frame. So actually, yeah, let's not do that. Let's put one of them. Let's put one of them like front and center. Whoops. Here. And then the other one can be like further up here, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good in terms of positioning. Oh, it's a little similar to this positioning. So maybe this one. Wait, hold on. What frame is this? Oh, whoa! I just changed the wrong frame. I was like, wait, why does that seem weird? Yeah, it's because I literally. Wait, what the heck? Did I do this in the wrong order? How's this one have? How's this one missing two and this one? How do I keep switching layers? Images like 2 and 3. I swear I keep doing them backwards or something. Wait, is that? Did I literally do these in the wrong order? I'd be really impressed with myself if I managed to do that. It's kind of hard to tell. No, that seems fine. I think I just accidentally hit undo too many times for like the thing that I was trying to. I don't even. No, I have no clue how that happened. Right, because these two are still very similar, and these were the two that I meant to actually differentiate. So. Ugh, what is wrong with my brain? So let's move this one over here and move this one up here, which now looks like almost exactly like the previous frame, but this is the one that was supposed to look like that. This one was not supposed to have changed. This one was supposed to have stayed like how it was before. I don't know. Okay. So I think I'm pretty sure this was like lower down here, and wait, how was it? No, it must have been. Oh yeah, it was like I think it was a little between these two. So it was like more like this, kind of. Uh, and then this one was like further back as well, or like further over and down. Do-do-do. Like it wasn't exactly like this one. That could be pretty good. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. So now in this. Oh right, and I moved. Right, so because I moved these around, like, are these positions still okay? Yeah, they're still pretty good. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep those. Um, right, but since we, yeah, so the other things that we don't have here, though, are the follow through from the previous, or from, like, because it's a looping animation, right? So I need to do, so on this one, I need to do the small stars and the big stars as well. So, copy that, and so the big stars were positioned there and there, so the little stars will be like about like here, and here. Oh, how have the positions of the little stars been? Have they been a little too samey, or oh, and there are no little stars here, right? So we have to do that one too. No, I guess they move around enough. Okay. And then the big stars go copy that. They go, where are they? So one's really high and the other's really centered. So one's like up here, and the other one is like really kind of dead center. Okay, and then so then we have to do the little stars here. So almost there. Copy that, and then so the big star was so the little star is going to be really high up here, and where is it here? It was really centered, so kind of like right here, I guess. Yeah. Wait, that's kind of what it looked like in the previous frame. So I'm actually going to pull this back a little bit. I keep putting these like right to the edges because I want to imply like a lot of movement, but the more I put them to the edges, the more squarey, the more boxy the overall shape looks, and the more, I mean, it is a boxy shape, so basically the more I accidentally reveal how boxy this shape really is. So, all right, I'm gonna so actually, yeah, I am gonna save over those like layered images. So, yes, save as 1, save as 2. Save as 3. Okay. So then, right, so I don't need these copy versions. And then, so now let's squish these and save over the ping versions. Control Shift Save as 0. No, not .pdn, .ping. Yes. Yes. So many prompts, gosh. So squish that, save this as the ping version. Yeah. Squish these. Save this as the ping version. And yes, honky honky honky. Honky honky honky. That's my impression of my computer. Honky honky honky. I didn't say it was a good impression. I said it was an impression. Alright. So I might have overdone it with like the size of the sparkles. It might be that I actually want to tone them down a little bit. Like do a little bit smaller sparkles, but then maybe more sparkles too. So, or twinkles. Did I decide that they're actually twinkles and not sparkles? Whatever they are. Alright, so let's run this and see how that goes. So that's a bit much. I think I overdid it. Yeah, like I was saying before, with like the animation of these things, I think I don't want them to be animating quite so much because that just looks like intense, like super intense. It's not supposed to. Yeah. All right. Well, learning experience. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I mean, right now it looks kind of like sequins. It doesn't look like you know how with sequins like as sequins move, like individual ones catch the light. So like it just like it looks like they're just little like flashes that appear at random places. I was trying to go for like a little bit more consistency, and I definitely didn't hit that mark. So I'll probably want to revisit that. Overall, it does look better than it did without the sparkles, I think. Like it doesn't look like just weird wiggly lines. Like it actually looks like light. It actually looks like there's supposed to be something like glowing sort of thing happening there. So I guess that's good. Um, and then yeah, we can come back and adjust like the positioning, the size of the sparkles, the like the speed of the sparkles, just at least how they translate across the image, and yeah, I think I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. So the last thing I will do this evening is to find another cool dev streamer, and we can kick it over to them, and that would be cool, I guess. I don't know. I like cool dev streamers. Do you guys like cool dev streamers? I know you like dweeby dev streamers, or else you wouldn't be here. Um, but let's see what's good. What's cooking? I guess. Oh, I'm not supposed to play other people's streams on my stream, so I should plug in my earbuds to this monitor. Uh, and we can. So yeah, so while I'm looking for another cool stream, I will. I would say thank you, a very sincere and heartfelt thank you to everyone who tuned in and hung out today. I'm sorry for having missed so many days. I don't plan on doing that. I mean, I didn't plan on doing it in the first place. So I I didn't see. That's why I didn't like say that it was coming. Like I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna happen in advance. I like every day that I missed. Like I started that day thinking like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go whatever. Um, I'm gonna same day, same as usual. Like just gonna go do the old standard whatever. All right, so thank you again to everyone for like following the channel if you follow the channel and for like just supporting the stream. I hope to see you all again in the near future. And until next time, have a wonderful whatever time of day it is where you are. Bye guys. Bye. 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 Goodbye. All right. That's enough of that. Hey, I managed to not say silly noises uh, while saying goodbye today. What happened? Wonder how that happened. Uh, so if the host command didn't work for you, that's because your platform probably doesn't support the host command, in which case I'll just say goodbye one more time. And